What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Cannabis Chronicles. If this is your first time here, thanks for joining us. You're here with DesertGrowthSpurt and LunchBox-grows. Let's start this off like we always do.
Woo! Let's start it off.
Nice. Yes.
Now that is how you make an entrance.
Yeah. Oh, yes. It's the clouds. That is sweet.
It's a 9 mil. It's a 9 mil thick pure that I got at on the Venice Beach boardwalk like 20 years ago, dude.
Wow.
This motherfucker, I keep it so safe. Pure has been out of business for a long time. Wow. So like
Yeah.
I broke the down stem. And the down stem is super big, like to compensate for the size of the piece. And
Yeah.
I need to find somebody to custom make one because like I've been all over the place. I've asked everyone. I've even asked custom blowers and they've come up unsuccessful. But I need a down stem for this that's like quite a bit bigger. So I've got it insulated with, I don't want to pour anything on my computer, but you can see like there's a cork.
Yeah.
So I got a big ass cork. And,
Nice.
just ran a smaller down stem through the cork to fit, but you can see that is not the right size.
No.
So we made do.
That's awesome, man. Well, welcome back. Thank you for joining us again, Lunchbox. Appreciate
Thanks for having me.
Joining us again on the Sunday sesh. Real quick, I've noticed you've had quite a few nice updates on your channel. Your garden looks awesome, man. Awesome.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. Everything is really healthy right now. I have one plant that is showing me a little bit of leaf issue, looks like it could be a little bit of deficiency over toxicity, but like I'm seeing it on one single leaf on the whole plant. So I'm not stressing about it too much. I'm not really changing anything up. We do have the Rosetta Stone crossed with Cap Junkie seeds. Those are sprouted. They just started, they just split, so they're working on their second node. So they're still in the solo cups and everything, but they're coming along all three really nicely. Germed 3, all 3 popped. Nice. Planted 3, all 3 sprouted, and they're all looking healthy. So
That's
so far
awesome.
so good from Brothers Grimm.
Hey, got a side note question for you. I saw in one of your videos somebody snuck in a couple autos on you. Yep. How are those coming?
That screwed up my cycle pretty good. That put me out, like I based my whole thing off month to month transplants and then a 60-day harvest. So like my grow is based off photos. So the fact that I threw autos in there,
yeah,
it does kind of throw a wrench into the situation, but like you recommended, I'm going to grow them out. We're going to just keep them in the corner, see what goes on with them. I'm not into.
Hey, I'll mention real quick since you're jumping on that, because I know I have like a photos autos situation that I'm going to be encountering. So I kind of looked into it a little more. If you want to drop down to the 12 and 12, you can keep them autos in that. They'll do just fine.
Oh, I know it. Yeah. Once they go into
you don't have to change your photo, like, like light schedule.
So I have 2 separate rooms, right? So like I have the keep my veg in 22 and 2 because I keep my seedlings under the same lights. So like that's
Yeah.
why I'm not doing like an 18/6 veg cycle, because I want to keep as much light on those new babies as I can without having to put them under their own light and have their own separate enclosure and blah blah blah. You know, my garden, my motto is it is what it is garden, you know. I
Nice.
something like that.
like
Uh, so yeah, I mean, it is what it is, and I just anticipate probably leaving those autos in the veg room under the 22/2 light cycle, because I mean autos do good under 24s anyway. So plus
Exactly.
my flower room right now, I have 6 plants in there, and that's basically my max space.
Yeah.
And I have 3 plants in there that have to stay in there until the 10th. That's their 60-day. When I restarted my garden, I started mid-month, not on the 1st. So like I kind of shot myself in the foot. I was just excited to get back growing,
Of course.
after
Of course.
changing up everything. So at this point, I'm gonna have to stick 2 more plants in there and put 8 plants in the flower room for 10 days. So it's gonna be super cramped, but
It'll be all right.
it's either that or harvest 10 days early, and I'm not gonna do that.
I don't do that.
No.
You know,
how long do you veg your photos for?
So they spend I plant them in a solo cup, and from the day that they're planted, they spend a month in the solo. Then I transplant them to a smaller, like actual just like pot, and they spend 1 month in there. And then I transfer them into like a 4-gallon pot, and they'll stay in there for 2 months. And then and that's essentially my veg, 2 months. And then from that, they'll go into the 10-gallon, and then they'll go into the flower room for 60 days.
No, you said 1 month in the solo, 1 month in the smaller, and then 2 months in a next size up, and that's all in veg.
Yeah, so like
That's 4 months.
if I'm essentially, but if I'm categorizing it, I'm like seedlings, teens, veg for 2 months, flower 2 months out.
I like it. I like it. So you're doing 16 weeks in the veg.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. That's what I do. A lot of people I'm hearing a lot of people do shorter veg times.
I mean, like, I don't know. Everybody's got different ideas on veg, you know, like at what date of growth does veg start? You know, like, is it the whole time that it's under the veg light cycle, or is it once the plant hits a certain amount of nodes, it's mature enough to actually be considered in veg? I don't know. I've never even heard anybody talk about that. You know,
some people
like, these are in veg for this long.
Amount of time in veg, and then they flip it, and then they do their certain amount of time in the flower. Because I grew outdoors for so many years. I know that your veg time can be a lot longer if you want it to be. A lot of people doing indoors, do a shorter veg time because they don't want to make it as big necessarily. But to me, it's if you're scrogging and or even training, you can go longer in your veg without it, getting closer to your light because you're, maneuvering things around.
Not to mention, when you're growing indoors, you can start from clone, and that saves you like a month right there.
Oh yeah.
So
if not more,
if you do
how old you buy.
Yeah, and if you did 16 weeks after you put a clone in, oh my goodness. I mean, I'm not saying you do, but you could, and that's people don't understand that you can veg. I mean, not saying people don't understand. There's some that don't do it, but
The humans don't get
veg
it
for a long time. Yeah, you can veg for a long time. You can veg for as long as you want, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
I go longer like you do. That's all I was getting to. I like that.
There is like slight rules of thumb with that. Like if you're gonna veg for a longer amount of time, you switch up nutrients a little bit, especially like if you're keeping a mother, like
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
there's different nutrient regimens and things like that for keeping plants for longer. But then like you can break that down and then, like give them that nutrient cycle for like the long period growth, and then maybe bump up back up to the regular nutrient cycle towards like the last 2 weeks before, or the last month before you are going to flower it. Give it a build up and give it like a last growth spurt, like maybe a low wide growth spurt before it goes into flower and starts that stretch. I wonder if
yeah.
that would be really beneficial. That would be a fun experiment to try.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have no experience on trying to keep a mother around other than like for my own clones.
Yeah.
Starting off in the beginning, have like 2 plants. So like, okay, I'm gonna take a couple cuttings. This is back when I was not having success cloning. So I early on I do like 10 of them, and I'd be super pumped if like 2 of them kept. So,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
now
yeah.
not the case anymore. I've kind of got my situation figured out,
Nice.
but anyway, yeah, I'm talking early on, again, when I would have struggle popping seeds, early on, I was having every problem you could run into. So, I do want to say though, real quick, according to, Welcome to the Grow Tent, because he does a lot of grow together on, on his channel. So
What is
he
that?
always counts 1 week of seedling, and after that it is in veg.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not
So like
saying
once
that
it's above the soil, it pops out of the soil. That's a seedling for a week. Beyond that, it's veg.
you got it.
Okay.
Again, that was I've been watching his channel because again, he's doing like this big grow along with people on Instagram, people on YouTube. You can like send pictures in. I didn't do it this round, but I think next round I may participate. But like he's good. He'll know like if people are lying, if like, if you're in week 4 of veg, but like you try and give him a photo that's a week 5 of veg, oh, he'll know like right away. He's disqualified a lot of people.
That
But anyway, with that being said, I'm just saying with his grow alongs, those were kind of like the guidelines of how it's counted.
that's cool. That sounds like fun. I'd like to do that. That's kind
Yeah,
of what, like, not such a connected like live thing, but like that's kind of what the Brothers Grimm seeds that I just started, the Cap Junkie Rosetta Stone, that's kind of what those are. Because like when you buy seeds from their website, I think it's like $80. If you spend $80, they send you a tester pack. So like I bought like 3 or 4 packs of some good genetics, and then they sent me the Cap Junkie Rosetta Stone cross, and I think they sent me like 19 seeds or something like that. Like fuck, like crazy. Like the packs that I bought were like 6 pack or 3 packs. I bought
Yeah.
4 3 packs, and then they sent me like
yeah.
9 of these. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna grow these first. I'm
Yeah.
gonna see what happens. But the whole point of the tester packs is that they are testing their new genetics, and when they send these out, like they want your response. They want to hear, your grow notes, your anything that you have to know about it, like
Yeah.
whether or not it would be beneficial for them to keep experimenting with it, take it further, and refine it into like a proper strain. So it's like everybody in the world can contribute to like,
Making it better.
yeah, their opinions make it that much better.
Wow.
I like that.
It's a cool program. So it made it that much easier to spend a little bit more for some good seeds.
Sure. So,
Like, yeah.
Outlaw, how's the gals at your house doing right now? The ones in the scrog net.
All right. So let's see. I did I actually did like 15 weeks in veg, and they're in their third week right now of flower. So yeah, I'm 18 weeks in, and they are looking good. They are looking great. I'm not messing with them anymore. I'm done tucking. I'm done defoliating and all that. Now it's just letting the buds develop.
Nice. Nice.
And then to jump on the autos real quick, I think I'm in week 7 on the autos, and those are looking great. I mean, I know I had the one I'm not really paying attention to the one that was kind of a little setback because I can't really use that as a guide,
Sure.
But I I'm looking at the other one because that's the one that it was done well, and I'm pleased with with its progress. It looks really well.
Yeah, is that the one that you posted just the other day on Instagram? You had a little video. There were two. You're talking about like the one on the left. That one looked banging. I'm assuming the one
Yeah.
on the right in that video is the one you're talking about that had the problems early on.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no, that one on the left looks frosty, dude. Frosty. I want to see more frequent updates of that. That thing's beautiful. I know it's not at your house, so
Sorry.
maybe because I know someone who watches this. Maybe she can take some photos of them. You can get her set up with that.
I'm trying to get she's getting the photos, but she's having a little trouble sending them.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it gets tough.
I get there usually a couple times a week right now, so I'm just trying to remember to not just go there and do my stuff and get out of there, but to actually take some time and do some photos and all that, and some videos on the progress.
LunchBox, that is one impressive roll we just sat here and watched you do, man. I gotta tell you, that thing looks good, dude.
Nice conical shape. Yeah, dude, I smoke blunts. I roll blunts. That's my thing.
Nice.
I just did my first how to roll a perfect blunt on my channel. For my channel, and the entire thing is like it's like I'm rolling it here. So I have to refilm it. Dude, I'm so pissed. I actually was like, I edited the whole video, finished it, it was ready to post, and I was like, dude, this is just trash. Like, nobody's gonna be able to follow this.
Yes.
So I'm gonna redo that this weekend. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing like these are zigzag wraps. But like how to roll a blunt with swishers, zigzags, backwoods, like all the different types of wraps and shit, not to mention joints, king size joints, shit like that. Since there's a lot of videos on how to roll, obviously, but
so good because I will full disclosure. Can I roll a joint? Yeah, it'll work. That is some ugly, pregnant on one side, curved, soft, wet, like, and don't even ask me to like roll a blunt.
Hey, look, like in the words of Yellow Wolf, I can roll you a cone with no wrinkles.
I love it.
Yeah. I've been rolling. I used to roll my own cigarettes, so like I can roll like I can roll a joint to look like it came out of a cigarette machine.
Me too, and that's the whole nother animal, dude. Rolling with tobacco is harder than rolling with weed.
Most likely, once I'm done with it, you're gonna have to take and loosen it up because it's probably rolled so tight that you can't really get anything through it. So you got to loosen it up because, like I said, I rolled cigarettes for years, and usually those you want to roll really tight.
Yeah, because they have a lot of airflow.
Yeah,
With weed, it's a
exactly.
lot different. You know, you gotta
Add the resin and everything on it.
and it's different with weed different weed too, you know, like you got drier weed, you're gonna pack that tighter. But
Yeah, because it's gonna burn faster.
show that again. What was that? Was Rick and Morty, right?
That is
It's Rick and Morty.
Or
by
yeah,
Rick
dude,
and
I love
Morty.
that vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait. I will man, on the next show, I'll be dipping into my stash finally. It's been fully cured and ready to go. And then I have a new pipe to unveil also to go with it.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Very cool.
So
Yeah,
look,
I had to go back to a normal size from that gavel. I was just burning through way too much.
Actually, speaking of rolling,
didn't
does
you
anybody
get
else collect
hurt?
their roaches or save their roaches?
So hold on, what's that, Outlaw?
Didn't you get a shirt?
Not here yet.
Okay, edit that part out.
Yeah,
Never mind.
man. Yeah, all good. It's all good. It's a hoodie. Soon, very soon.
Yes.
Little bit of a delay. It's all good. All right. So I'm sorry, Lunchbox. You were asking about the roaches.
Yeah, does anybody else save their roaches?
Yes.
I don't.
Dude.
Okay.
I don't know what to do with like I have so many roaches.
Okay. I got to tell you something.
Smoke them. How about we smoke them? I got roach clips.
Dude,
I'll be there in a month and a half.
For most of them.
Dude, yeah, we've smoked that shit for days. I'm telling you, look at it, days and days and days. Oh, okay. All right. So there are ends on them. All right.
No. So check it out. The crutches that I put in my joints and blunts and shit, they're this big.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not very big at all.
No,
Oh, shit.
super tiny.
So,
dude, yeah, it is.
Okay.
Just enough to hold that in, but I want to smoke the whole fucking thing, you know.
Yeah,
Well,
I do.
Sometimes.
I do. That's what I mean. I do. Like, I don't. There's nothing goes to waste with me, man. That
So when I
joint.
roll blunts, I usually don't put a crutch in my blunts because blunts fit perfectly in a pipe, and you can just smoke them down like little shotgun shells. They're little bullets. You know, I call them my little pipe bullets.
That's a good idea, dude.
Dude, it's you know, then you can smoke the whole thing from start to finish.
Yeah.
Or you can collect.
And that's what I do.
Like
I said, if I gotta burn my fingers, I'm getting all of it.
Right.
I mean, I never thought to save them. I guess I could have saved them. Now, my mind don't work that way. It's like this ain't going to waste,
dude. So like, I just started saving them because I was like, I'm just gonna save up a bunch and then roll a fat ass blunt with super resonated roach weed.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
yes.
Once I got like 15, 20 roaches, I was like, maybe I could fill the jar, you know, like. And then I filled the first little jar, and
then you just kept going. Huh?
They're packed in, dude. Like,
oh damn,
like these jars are packed tight. And I just after the first one, I was like, whatever, I'll just do more. Now, once I get this full, this is a big one. Once I get this one full, I'm gonna do something with it. I don't know. I got.
You know what it'd be good for? I'm telling you, a hookah with like 3 or 4 people.
Yeah,
just because you keep roasting it with recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
All right, that's the plan.
Winner.
That's the plan. We're gonna break them all down, and we're just gonna pass the hookah around.
Do you have a hookah
anyway?
You have a hookah?
Lunchbox, you got
Lunchbox? Do you have a hookah?
Oh,
okay.
I used to. I used to have like one of those small ones that fits in like the little handy box.
Yeah.
But I actually have a really good friend who lives in Colorado who owns a hookah bar. So I'm going to get a dope hookah from him at some point, but like I haven't really decided exactly what I want. And he's got some really nice ones that are actually old stock because like he just got, I don't know, 20 or 30 brand new ones for the shop. So maybe I can, talk him into hooking me up with one of those for a discount price or something like that. But
That would
near
be
future,
awesome.
it's on the list.
That would be awesome. So Adam,
Yes.
before I'm sorry, we wanted to talk about ice baths. But before we do that, I'm sure you're getting a lot of comments on your recent act of sabotage and
A little
psychoness
BDSM in the
plan.
garden.
Can we hear about that a little bit?
My savageness that I did in my garden the other day. Murderer. So, okay, and I'll keep it short. So, and realistically, probably bro science. Okay. Again, I've learned a lot of stuff from an old timer. I got an old timer who's been helping me out from the get-go. And I mean an old timer, okay? And I'll leave it at that. So there's a lot of like old-timey stuff, that tips and tricks that maybe work, maybe don't. But anyway, he lives and dies by stalk splitting. So according to the old timer, bro, there's a lot of old timers that do it. When you split the stalk 24 hours before harvest, in theory, it crazy because the plant's already on its final stages. Okay. It produces more resins and more trichomes because now it's insanely stressed out when you do it down at the base. Whether or not it does anything, who knows? I did throw a microscope on it before I did it. Did I put a microscope on it? No, because I just went and chopped it when it was time. I was busy, so I just had to chop it real quick, and I had stuff to do. So
You could do it after the video. Like it's not
But
gonna take
after,
an hour.
oh, it's all good hanging. But
yeah.
regardless, with that being said, so it's an old timer kind of bro science thing. So I've done it before. I don't do it all the time. If the plant's healthy and like everything looks good, oh yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. Because at that point, it's not going to hurt anything. If like the buds aren't like dense and they're not like real, like they're kind of airy and they're not real great, whether my fault or genetics, whatever, then I won't do it. I'll just leave it be. But that is when I turn to ice baths. If I don't split the stalk, ice baths. So that has a lot more to do with being here in Arizona. Because it's very hard to emulate that winter effect a lot of times. So what I will do is later in flower, usually starting about like week 5, I'll go ahead and literally at that point start giving it insane ice baths. I won't be doing nutrients at that point because it's just going to be plain water. Because a lot of the nutrients, even though if the pH is right, if it's super cold water, they can't move. Not all of them, but there's certain ones. So you would actually, if you were to give it nutrients with super cold ice water, you'd actually be kind of inviting a deficiency of some kind. With all that being said, does it work? I don't know, but
Wait, I'm sorry. I might have zoned out a second. So you're saying the ice baths are just pure water, no nutrients.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever I'm doing insane ice, because what'll happen, especially like on the first one, the roots will like shrivel, they'll shrink up because it's cold. It's kind of the first time you're really introducing winter to them. I don't have an air conditioner in my grow room. So whatever the ambient temperature is what the ambient temperature is. So that's my way of cooling them down. Now I can say personally, I do notice more trichome production. Okay, because it's telling it to hurry up and finish and try and die, basically. And then that's how I'm able to bring out a lot of those colors in a lot of the plants, is through the ice baths, getting those insane purples and oranges and all that crazy stuff I got on this last run was through doing all the cold stuff. So
you did ice baths and drilling.
No, because I was able to get the room. We're in the winter out here.
Oh, okay.
So again, it's all situational,
Gotcha. It is what it is.
It's not a do this every time, and it's not a do that every time. Because when I have like the lights off, especially like right here the last week, I was able to get the room down to 50. I basically just turned the heater off, so it just whatever it is whatever it is. So I don't need to do an ice bath. But I was feeling a little feisty, so I wanted to go ahead and drill a hole in her. And I told the wife, I'm like, grab the camera, watch this. it caused a little bit of a stir. Not again, it's bro science. Universities have done a lot of testing on a lot of stuff. I've heard nothing on stalk splitting at the end. On anybody's channel, I do a lot of watching. I know all of us here do a lot of watching, trying to learn stuff. But I haven't heard anything negative about it until the comments.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
There's always that. I mean,
you can always get something negative in the comments.
Growing cannabis mechanics, that goes together really well. They're two things, and nursing, which doesn't rhyme or come close, but three things that need continuing education, and if you're not constantly striving to learn new things and just new processes, new ideals, other people's way of thinking, like that's how you grow as a grower, like that's how you get better.
Yeah.
You take everybody's ideals and then you combine them into what seems logical in your head and then what works for your garden.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, absolutely. I have two plants that are I have three plants in the same flower stage, two of which are damn near identical, both from seed. They're not clones, but they look identical. So come the last 10 days, I will ice water the shit out of one of them and I won't do it to the other one, and see what happens.
2 weeks. Do it for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Like a real
14 days.
Yeah. Give it a full 2 weeks of ice baths, still under the same light cycle and everything. That'd be interesting, and I know you got a good setup, so you'll be able to see if it shows differences.
Yeah, I'm not prepared to put holes in either one, but I'll do the ice bath.
Was that outlaw?
It's different methods of like you're trying to get the plant to understand it's winning. Right. Your like Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing there with your plants. That I love it. I love it because I like the idea behind it. Also, just the other thing is just letting the plant know if that it's wintertime. Sorry, I was being distracted.
Yeah, it's all right. We've been smoking all morning, man.
I thought you were going to say letting the plant know who's boss.
Yeah.
That's all that stem rubbing, getting in there, like,
especially like right now, even though it is actually winter where I'm at, like I said, I got my tent outside. I can't, just turn the heater off because it'd kill it. But I have to, I control the temperature in stages right now, letting it know slowly that it's getting colder and colder. And I could do the ice baths, but obviously all I need to do is just, when it's getting closer, just let it drop down to like, 45 out there and it'll know pretty quickly that it's winter. But, yeah, like you said, where you guys are at, it don't really get that cold for too long. So, you guys, could use different methods to let it know, hey, yeah, it's really winter here. It's cold. Send out all your trichomes. Do what you got to do.
And again, these are things I'm doing because I'm not running an AC unit.
Right. So my rooms are super controlled. Like I got them dialed into about 4 to 6 degrees temperature fluctuation.
I saw you got that nice Inkbird controller going on.
Dude, that thing is amazing. Like if you have a heater and an AC, it's a $30 addition to the package and it controls it all for you. And it's so
kicks
simple.
One on, kicks one off, kicks one on. Nice.
Like
that's cool.
The AC Infinity exhaust fans, like those are easy to use, right?
Yeah.
Those are insanely complicated compared to the Inkbird. Like it's like Harvard Science versus Mesa Community College, like it's so easy. I love it. Yeah. So like the ice bath, things like that, then I can isolate that to one plant without, subjecting the whole crop to environmental changes. So that'll be a fun experiment.
I can tell you, and I have the video evidence, it won't kill it. Like I said, it does definitely let it know that winter's there.
That's gonna shock it.
It definitely gives it a nice winter shock. It's similar to like a frost, like the first frost type thing.
I might do 10 days.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But real quick, guys, before we run out of time, because I'm starving here, I need to go get some breakfast. Lunchbox, go ahead and remind everybody, where can they find you at?
LunchBox-grows on YouTube.
LunchBox-grows on YouTube. I will, as always, leave a link down below. Outlaw, thank you for joining us. I will always leave your link to your Instagram down below because you got an amazing scrog going on that everyone needs to see that thing. Unfortunately, I'm down to one lady, so I don't have a whole lot of stuff to show off, but as always, I leave my stuff down below too. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Hopefully you guys started your Sunday off right. We'll catch you guys next week.